chilling crimes of Ted Bundy. True crime history has seen many horrifying figures, but few cases are as disturbing as that of Ted Bundy. Unlike many criminals, Bundy did not look frightening. He was intelligent, polite, and attractive. He studied at university, worked in politics, and appeared to live a normal life. Yet behind this mask was one of America's most notorious serial killers. Early life and personality. Ted Bundy was born on November 24, 1946, in Burlington. His early life was filled with confusion. For years, he believed his grandparents were his parents and that his mother was his sister. When he eventually learned the truth, it deeply affected him. Some experts later suggested that this emotional instability may have influenced his personality. Bundy was intelligent and ambitious. He studied psychology at the University of Washington. He volunteered for political campaigns and worked at a crisis hotline, helping people in emotional distress. Friends described him as charming and calm. No one imagined he would become a brutal killer. The beginning of the murders. In 1974, young women began disappearing in Washington state. Most were college students. They vanished from campuses, parks, and even busy public areas. Witnesses reported seeing a handsome man wearing a fake arm cast or sling, asking for help carrying books or loading items into his car. That man was Ted Bundy. He used sympathy and charm to get close to his victims. Once they were near his car, he attacked them and drove them away. Many of these women were later found murdered. Investigators discovered that Bundy often revisited the crime scenes, showing disturbing behavior that shocked even experienced detectives. As fear spread across the Pacific Northwest, police struggled to connect the cases. In the 1970s, communication between states was limited, which allowed Bundy to continue his crimes. Expanding across states. Bundy moved between states, including Utah and Colorado, where more women disappeared. Authorities began to notice similarities. The victims were usually young women with long, dark hair, often college students. In 1975, Bundy was arrested in Utah after police stopped him for suspicious activity. Inside his car, officers found handcuffs, a ski mask, and burglary tools. He was convicted of kidnapping and sent to prison. However, investigators were still building murder cases against him. The shocking escapes. In 1977, Bundy was transferred to Aspen to stand trial for murder. During a court recess, he jumped from a second-floor library window and escaped into the mountains. After 6 days in freezing conditions, he was captured and returned to jail. A few months later, he escaped again, this time by cutting a hole in the ceiling of his jail cell. He lost weight to squeeze through the small opening, crawled through the ceiling, and walked out of the jail. It was an unbelievable escape that made national headlines. Bundy then fled to Florida, where his violence reached its most horrifying level. The Florida attacks. In January 1978, he broke into the Chi Omega sorority house at Florida State University. In a brutal overnight attack, he murdered 2 young women and seriously injured 2 others. The violence shocked the nation. Soon after, he kidnapped and killed a 12-year-old girl named Kimberly Leach. This crime deeply horrified the public and intensified the manhunt. This time, authorities gathered strong evidence. Bite mark analysis and eyewitness testimony linked Bundy directly to the Florida murders. He was arrested once again, and the evidence against him was overwhelming. The televised trial. Bundy's trial in Florida became one of the first nationally televised murder trials in the United States. Millions of people watched as he acted as his own attorney at times, questioning witnesses and showing confidence in court. Surprisingly, some women sent him love letters and supported him, even during the trial. His charm still affected certain people, despite the horrifying evidence. In 1979, he was convicted of multiple murders and sentenced to death. The judge told him that he was a bright young man who could have chosen a successful life, but instead chose destruction. Confession and execution. While on death row, Bundy began confessing to investigators. He admitted to killing at least 30 women, though authorities believe the true number may be higher. His confessions revealed chilling details about how he planned and carried out his crimes. On January 24, 1989, Ted Bundy was executed in the electric chair at Florida State Prison. Outside the prison, crowds gathered and cheered when his death was announced. For the victims' families, it marked the end of a long nightmare. Why this case still matters. The case of Ted Bundy remains one of the most disturbing in true crime history because he did not fit the image of a typical criminal. He was educated, well-spoken, and appeared trustworthy. He used his personality as a weapon. His crimes changed law enforcement practices in the United States. Police agencies improved communication between states, helping prevent similar criminals from escaping detection in the future. Bundy's story serves as a powerful reminder that danger does not always look dangerous. Sometimes it hides behind charm and intelligence. His case continues to be studied by criminologists and psychologists as one of the most shocking murder cases of the 20th century.